was a crisp fall afternoon, and some of the Woodies had gathered for an evening of jumping in leaf piles and drinking hot cocoa, but they were curious about some strange things they had noticed that day. There were vampires, monsters, and witches running around town, and no one seemed to be alarmed. There was also an abundance of maskies. One of the children whose family had adopted a Woodie came to sit with the group wearing a costume. "What's going on today? Why is everyone dressed all silly? And what's with the pumpkins?" asked Arden. "It's Halloween," said the child. "What's Halloween?" asked a Woodie. "Oh, my human people told me about this. People dress up in funny outfits and go to different houses, and the people just give them candy," said Willow. "You're making stuff up. Who would just give away perfectly good candy?" asked Douglas. Some of the Woodie's adoptive parents approached with cups of hot cocoa and confirmed Willow's story. The Woodies learned of all the spooky fun that would take place that evening and were determined to participate. They decided to skip leaf piles and go home and make some costumes. As soon as the sun set, the Woodies and their humans wandered outside with their treat bags, ready to go trick-or-treating. "Here are the rules. Stay in a group, don't leave the neighborhood, and be careful passing through the forest. I heard it's haunted," said one of the humans with a wink. The Woodies didn't know what a wink meant, so they were instantly scared of crossing through the allegedly haunted forest. They approached the wooded area that separated them from the main part of the neighborhood. The night was darker as the moon hid behind the clouds, and their destination seemed much farther away than they remembered. Suddenly, a wolf howled, and they huddled even closer together as they made their way through the forest with flashlights. "It's okay. They wouldn't send us into danger," said Arden, leading the pack, but even he was feeling a bit worried. They could feel the eyes of the creatures lurking in the darkness, and every little sound caused them to shine their lights into the dark. The wind rustled the remaining leaves on the trees, and a large acorn fell on Douglas's head. He screamed. His shriek scared the other Woodies, and all of them scattered to hide behind trees and rocks except Arden, whose flashlight was pointing at Douglas right as the acorn fell. He was now clutching his sides, laughing. Everyone peeked from their hiding spots, staring at him. "It was just an acorn. You should have seen your face," said Arden, catching his breath. Some Woodies gave off a nervous giggle and walked back over to Arden. The clouds cleared enough for the moonlight to shine through, illuminating their paved path. It didn't look scary now that there was some more light. "Look, I can see the neighborhood," exclaimed Willow. They got closer to the streetlights and could see the streets filled with trick-or-treaters and jack-o'-lanterns. The humans were watching from a distance, following the Woodies on the marked walking trail. One of them howled like a wolf, as they had done a while ago, but this time the Woodies weren't scared. The humans smiled, watching the Woodies experience a fun and spooky Halloween.